I'm Daniel Coons. I work for a company called TSC, which the quick drop shortcut gives you to more specific class. Useful or not, I don't know. But I am showing off a few things here. This is a project that I support and work on called TestForge. It's similar to TestStand, but better, so sorry and I. So part of what we use this for a lot of times is just testing different units. It's performance testing or whatever. One of our recent customers has lot testing that they do, and they have to do 100% testing on up to 1,000 units, right? And part of that is following a list of things they're supposed to test. Technically, they could do them like do all of one performance test for every one of their 500 things or 1,000 things, move on to the next one. But they do have to keep track of what all they've done, because this takes months. They have to also make sure that they have done the predecessor tests correctly as well. So if you failed your predecessor, then you're not allowed to go run the next test and things like that. So part of what we're trying to do, because their old software would do things like they recorded everything in a notebook. Not super useful, right? If you wrote something down wrong or you didn't write the results down, technically software would allow you to just go and run the next thing that you weren't supposed to. Wouldn't block you, nothing would stop you. They had no idea where their status was through all of that. It's just kind of memory or gut feel how far they'd gone through things. So this is one of the first interfaces we made. This is a list of 500 serial numbers. So this scroll bar, very, very tiny. But what they can get as a high overview here is just a list of all the performance tests they have to do and what ones are done, what's passed, failed, and then what they haven't done yet, right? So you can see kind of an overall just visual gut check in this case of, okay, how far are we through this nonsense list of all this stuff we have to do? What kind of progress are we making? Where are we having problems? So those red ones there, you know, a lot of reds in a row, a lot of failures. Maybe this is an equipment problem. They should go adjust equipment, see if something's going on there, and then maybe retry some of these things. Versus something else where we had a couple of failures and then some passes. That may indicate actual failed devices, right? So, you know, they all lead to investigation. If anything comes up failed, it's a major, major big deal. So they got to know what to do with that. So part of this that I eventually want to add is searching through here, filtering on what's passed, what you're done with. Haven't done that yet, so that's not there. But we did make some interfaces, and a lot of times those lots, they'll come in with their 1,000 DUTs in pallets, basically. They will come with some kind of file that says what all the serial numbers are, so thankfully they can import lists of serial numbers. So like here's my list of 500 serial numbers. They divide it into batches that they can test. There's some tests they can do multiple at a time. All right, so they're able to kind of create this structure from the start, and then again, as you do testing, all this kind of stuff in the table gets filled out. All right, so again, other things that we had to take care of are thinking through, again, you have a given serial number from your list, and I want to see, you know, what test can I run? You could either go back to that map and do it, or you could just do what some people will probably do and just sort of guess. Like, I want to run ultimate final test for this serial number. That sounds like it is a legitimate thing that I should be doing. So I'm going to go ahead and run that, and what's going to happen is it's going to tell me, hey, you can't do that. You haven't finished your predecessors. You are not going to go run that test. So I'm getting my Jurassic Park warning here that I cannot do that. All right, but you know, there are other cases where you know, I want to be able to go and test a group of things together. All right, so we can do, let's say, group testing here. I'm going to load in one of my batches of serial numbers. There's a specific test that I know is kind of next in my list, verify current here. And I'm going to run through that guy, and I'm going to start actually collecting the data here for this particular test. Now this one, again, we're trying to figure out how to show kind of unique information to the user. So just showing a Boolean that says testing 16 channels at once, frozen for some reason, I don't know, hopefully it'll go, oh, there we go. First they're told like where to put the different serial numbers so we know where they are and we can keep track of that information. It's also going to give them kind of continual status of what's being tested right now, how's that going, there's a timer going. I can get into a passing value before here. You could just do this in a list, right? Just have some Booleans that say whether or not you pass, but that's boring and dumb. So we want to make it look cool. So we made these cool chamber Boolean, or color boxes actually, or these are picture controls. So I passed everything there, it moved on to what it was supposed to. Now it's pulling down. This is actually like pulling down to a vacuum, making sure we get down to a good pressure level. Now same sort of idea here. This interface is showing them as it monitors for some amount of time what their overall status is. Now, you may like dark mode. Here's a LabVIEW thing that I've been doing a lot. I just, on the fly, dark moded this UI as well. So, yeah, super cool there. So, again, it is kind of trying to figure out how to show that information to the user. So what are the challenges with doing stuff like this? One is LabVIEW is kind of a challenge for this. It's not trivial to make super cool buttons. So Inkscape, if anybody's ever used Inkscape, is for drawing SVGs, super cool tool. But how I did those little chamber indicators was this is just a circle shape. The fill has a 50% transparency, so you can see through it and see that indicator, that like chamber thing behind it, whereas the stroke around it is non-transparent. I was told by some people that know things about thinking about colorblind that you should not only rely on colors, you should also have shapes as well. So changed in shapes. Now what you do is you export these to small PNG files, and then you can put them into a picture control or into a button or any of those kind of things. So that allows us then to overlay that. The transparency gets passed on from those little images, but you cannot scale them. They will not scale. And then it's beautiful.